In the middle of the jungle, thousands of ants go on a suicide mission every single day, but not by choice. Before they die, they climb onto leaves, lock their jaws tightly, and then die. The question is, who is forcing them to do this? It sounds like something straight out of a science fiction or horror movie, but this is real. And this terrifying event is happening every single day to tiny, harmless ants deep inside the world's jungles. There is a mysterious parasitic fungus that enters an ant's body and slowly turns it into a zombie. But the real question is, how can a fungus take control of a living creature's mind? And why does it do this? In today's video, we're about to uncover a real-life horror story, one that may change the way you look at nature forever. Deep in dense jungles, thousands of ants roam the forest floor every day searching for food. Everything looks completely normal, but above their heads, hidden on leaves and small branches, waits a terrifying predator. It has no teeth, no claws. It can't even move because it's a fungus. Its name is Ophiocordyceps, and many scientists call it nature's real-life zombie maker. This fungus releases tiny spores into the air, and if one unlucky ant gets hit by those spores, that's when the horrifying game of control begins. But here comes the biggest question. How can a fungus take control of a living creature? Once the spore lands on the ant's body, it slowly breaks through the ant's hard outer shell and enters inside. At first, the ant notices nothing. It continues collecting food, walking with the colony, but inside its body, something far more sinister is happening. The fungus slowly spreads throughout the ant's body, and the scariest part is, it doesn't directly invade the brain. Yes, according to scientists, the fungus doesn't completely consume the ant's brain. Instead, it releases chemical compounds that begin controlling the ant's behavior, meaning the ant thinks it's making its own decisions. But in reality, it has been invisibly hijacked, like a living robot. And then begins the most horrifying chapter. At some point, the infected ant suddenly leaves its colony and wanders off alone. It starts going to places it would never normally go. Slowly, it climbs higher and higher up a plant. And strangely, it stops at almost the exact same height every time. But why? Because the fungus chooses a location with the perfect humidity and temperature for itself. Then comes the most disturbing moment. The ant clamps its jaws tightly onto the underside of a leaf. Scientists call this the death grip, the bite of death. After that, the ant can no longer move. It becomes frozen in place, almost like it's still alive but trapped, and shortly after, it dies. But the terrifying part is, the story doesn't end there. In fact, this is where the fungus's real plan finally begins. After the ant dies, the fungus completely takes over the body. Slowly, a strange long stalk begins growing out of the dead ant's head or neck. It looks like something straight out of an alien nightmare. And from that stalk, new spores are released into the air, meaning a dead ant has now become an infection machine. The spores fall directly onto the paths where other ants walk, and the hunt begins all over again. Just imagine it, a tiny fungus using an entire living creature as its personal delivery system. Sometimes, nature is far more terrifying than human imagination. And the scariest part of all, this doesn't happen in just one place. It's happening to thousands of ants across rainforests all over the world. Scientists believe this battle between the fungus and ants has been evolving for millions of years, meaning the fungus has become smarter and the ants have learned new ways to survive. Some ants have even been seen carrying infected members far away from the colony, so the entire group doesn't become infected. But one terrifying question still remains. If a fungus can control the mind of an ant like this, could something similar ever happen to larger animals in the future? The scariest truth about the natural world is, not every predator has teeth or claws. Some predators simply take control of your mind, and the zombie ant fungus is one of the most terrifying examples of that. Did you already know about these zombie ants? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to discover more unbelievable, mysterious, and disturbing truths about our world, make sure to stay with us.